Welcome to Everything Explained. Today we're diving into the science of aging and what it really means for our bodies, our minds, and our everyday lives. Aging isn't just wrinkles and gray hair. It's a complicated set of changes that happen at the level of cells, bodies, and ecosystems within us. By the end of this episode, you'll see aging not as a single event, but as a conversation our bodies have with time, and you'll hear what scientists are doing to tilt that conversation toward health and vitality. A good way to start is to think of aging as a collection of problems rather than a single fault. Over the last few decades, researchers have described a handful of key processes that tend to drift out of balance with age. Think of these as hallmarks. DNA gets damaged more often. The tips of our chromosomes, called telomeres, shorten with use. Our proteins gradually lose their proper shape and function. The power plants inside our cells, mitochondria, become less efficient, and the system that keeps our cells clean and orderly loses a step or two. Add in immune aging, where our defense system becomes a bit too quiet or too loud, and you have a plausible map of aging. Let's translate a few of these ideas into simple pictures. Telomeres are like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time a cell divides, the tip wears down a little. When telomeres get too short, the cell can't divide properly and may stop functioning. That's a form of cellular aging. Then there's proteostasis, the careful folding, maintenance, and recycling of proteins. As we age, misfolded proteins accumulate, like faulty parts in a machine. Our bodies try to repair or replace them, but the job gets harder with time. Mitochondria are our cellular power plants. They generate energy, but they also produce waste and can leak little bits of damage into the cell. When mitochondria don't work well, energy drops and the cell's stress signals rise. That shows up as fatigue, slower thinking, and a greater risk of disease. Two other ideas tie the story together: cellular senescence and intercellular communication. Some cells deliberately stop dividing. Their last act is to secrete inflammatory signals that can wake up the immune system. If many cells go senescent, or if the immune system loses the ability to clear them efficiently, you end up with chronic, low-grade inflammation. Scientists call this inflammaging, and it sits behind many age-related illnesses. Epigenetics adds a more clock-like twist to aging. Your DNA doesn't change in the same way as you grow older. What changes are the switches that turn genes on and off. By studying patterns of these switches, researchers have created epigenetic clocks that can estimate how old your tissues biologically appear to be. In some experiments, some interventions seem to move the clock backward in animals, which suggests we might be able to shift healthspan without extending every year of life. Why does aging happen in the first place? Evolution gives us a few blunt answers. Reproduction and early life survival matter far more to gene propagation than how gracefully we age after 70. So natural selection doesn't strongly weed out late life issues. The result is a buildup of damage that our bodies can fix only imperfectly and only for a while. It's a story of compromises. Energy and resources allocated to growth and reproduction are not always available to maintenance and repair. The good news is that aging isn't an unstoppable fog of doom. It's a set of levers we can influence. Regular exercise, a nourishing diet, and adequate sleep give mitochondria a boost, help maintain proteostasis, and tamp down inflammation. In the lab, scientists are testing ideas like drugs that tweak nutrient-sensing pathways, for example, mTOR, and drugs that clear out senescent cells. Some studies hint that these approaches can improve function and extend healthy years in animals, and early human trials are ongoing. Aging affects us all, but not in the same way. Different species live longer in different ways. Caloric restriction can extend lifespan in some animals, while humans may gain more health in later years through steady activity, good social ties, and mental challenge. The goal today isn't to stop time, but to push the line between health and illness further toward wellness. A longer, more engaged middle age, and fewer years spent sick. So what should we take away? Aging is a real, measurable biology, not a myth or magic trick. It's a tapestry of changes, some reversible, some not, shaped by our genes, our lifestyle, and our environment. By understanding the threads, we learn how to weave a healthier future for ourselves and for those who live after us. The science is lively, the questions are big, and the path forward is a century-long collaboration between nature and nurture. Thank you for listening to this tour through the science of aging. Stay curious, stay active, and stay hopeful. Aging is a story we're learning to write with better chapters. Here's to a future where time serves our health as much as our curiosity.